Hello, everybody. It's Royce Fletcher Thompson here, just a child of love, being created in the image and likeness of God, just like you are. We're so thankful to be back here as we are every Wednesday at noon Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern, and various times around the world. We're so thankful to be, excuse me, able to come and share some hope, to come and share some healing, to offer healing. Know that a lot of people are dealing with a lot of things right now, and we're very, very grateful for the opportunity to be able to come and offer some support. That's not that that uh, any of us are necessarily uh, weaklings or anything like that and need support from another, but we all are interconnected, and it helps for us all to be able to have the support and love of one another and have that um, for each us for each of us to have one another's back in various ways, in whatever ways that we can. I've been blessed with a gift that manifests as healing, um, and encouragement, and extending hope. And so I do my best to offer that, and hopefully anyone who's here will be happy to receive that. Hey there, Jennifer. Good to see you. Okay, I see that you've got to leave soon, but it's good to see you. So glad to have had you this weekend in the Transcending the Matrix training, and thankful for all of the miracles that unfolded during that time, during the time that we shared together this weekend with the whole group. So really, before I do anything else, let's just take a moment right now and acknowledge the divine presence of God in this time and space called now. As we sit here and gather, wherever we are in the country, wherever we are in the world, let us be aware that right now where we are, God is. And God, right now we invoke the awareness of your presence into our consciousness. We receive that you are here with us right now. We are thankful for your presence. We're thankful for your love. We're thankful for the healing and the sense of wholeness that you're able to establish within each and every one of us, and as well as within us as a collective people. We bear witness to your presence, to your grace, to your love, to your power. And we thank you that the divine spark that is you exists within each and every one of us. And so we bow to honor you and your presence in ourselves and one another. We thank you for this day and all blessings that shall take place as a result. In the name and the nature of Jesus the Christ, I lift this particular prayer. Amen and Ashe. All right. So I don't know who's with us right now, but whoever is with us, certainly want to welcome you here. Glad to have you. Every Wednesday at noon Central Time. We might be switching it up soon or making some alteration to that in the coming weeks. But we're here offering, again, hope and healing. In terms of healing, we mean that literally. If people are dealing with any type of health issue, dealing with any type of physical pain, please jot it in the chat. Let us know whatever might be going on with you, whatever you might be experiencing. If you're wanting some support in that area, we're more than happy to support you. Every single sickness, every single dis-ease is the result of somewhere where something is kind of shut down a little bit. Maybe due to some trauma, maybe due to some life experience, maybe something mental or emotional that may be contributing to a weakness that's manifesting in the in the cells of your body, where you may be having some sore spots or some issues and some challenges. And so we're more than happy to offer some support there. And I mean, it's not something that's unique to me. I've seen a whole bunch of excuse me. I've seen a whole bunch of miracles that have taken place. But again, it's not limited to me. You know, we all can access this. It's just a matter of gaining access to the power that exists within each and every one of us. We just had a wonderful weekend with a beautiful group of souls this past weekend, and some wonderful, beautiful, powerful things happened throughout the course of the weekend. Where it's a 3-day training. The second day of training, the people who are going through the training were experiencing themselves as catalysts and vessels through which profound miracles took place. It wasn't just me doing all the work. They were able to do it and see some wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, and powerful things happen with people who've been experiencing different health challenges for various lengths of time. Some people had even been dealing with issues for many, many, many years, and within a matter of a few moments, got resolved. Dulcie, so good to see you. Aloha, Dulcie. Actually, I was just thinking about you. So Dulcie was actually in this wonderful, magical weekend of spiritual unfoldment and healing, and just a lot of good, beautiful things happened in the course of our weekend together. And Dulcie, you saw some really wonderful things happen where you got an opportunity to participate in some miraculous things taking place. And so I'm so grateful for you and the love and the light that you embody, and just your presence and your sense of humor, because for some reason there's something about your sense of humor that really strokes my tickle ball for some reason. But yeah, you actually were able to participate in some really wonderful things happening. I'm curious. Well, I know that your time, it's only 7 o'clock in the morning in Hawaii, or 7:08 or so in the morning in Hawaii. But I was going to ask you if you'd like, we can actually bring you on, and you can join the stream live, be on camera with me. So if you want to, just jot a chat. Just drop, blah, blah, blah. Let's rewind that. Drop a comment, and we'll send you I think I can find a way to send you a link. Yeah, I'll send you a link. If you want to come in and actually be on video in the live, that would be awesome. If you want to do that, certainly be glad to have you and hear you share about the wonderful experiences that you had where you're able to help some people. I know that you're feeling really good about that, as am I, and I'm sure those who benefited from the space that you stood in as a vessel through which miracles can unfold. God is the healer, the source of the miracles, but we can be vessels of that healing. We can be vessels of that wonderful stuff unfolding and taking place. And I believe that we're called to, for those who choose to accept that call, for those who feel that tugging on their heart in some way, feel like that's part of their divine plan and purpose for being on the earth at this time. And we all do have a purpose for why we're here, a purpose that extends beyond just going to work, earning a paycheck, coming home, eating, rinsing, and repeating. Okay, we all have some type of sacred purpose that is the reason why we're actually here. And the more we can tap into that, walk in alignment with that, the more it benefits us, certainly. The more it also benefits everybody else that we come in contact with, and the more it benefits the world as a whole. So very, 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 very thankful for that. Um, and you know what? I think I see where I can send this. Oh, okay. So that just showed up on YouTube. We're going live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I posted the comment, but for some reason, I don't know if the comment actually showed up in Facebook or if it just showed up on YouTube. So if somebody can jot in the chat, if you can see the comment on Facebook, I'm not sure why it's showing as YouTube. I hadn't seen that happen before. I hadn't actually tried to do that before. Um, but for whatever reason, it's showing up in YouTube, and I can't tell if it's actually showing up in Facebook. Okay, welcome, Annetta Driscoll. So Dulcie invited you to join. So here you are. All right, glad to have you. Glad to have you. We acknowledge your presence. We acknowledge the presence of the divine in you. We acknowledge the love and light that is in you, and the love and light in us acknowledges and greets the love and light in you as well. Can somebody tell me though, if you, okay, so you do not see what I just dropped in there. I don't know how to necessarily make it show up. Okay. All right, it looks for some reason like it's only going to, I cannot figure out why that's the case. But it looks like I'm not going to be able to post comments to Facebook from here. So sorry about that. Well, if anybody though does want to join in on the stream, let us know. We'll be glad to welcome you in. Also, if anybody is dealing with any pain or any kind of health condition, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to offer some support. Whatever kind of health situation that is, we do honor that it's not necessarily an easy situation that you're going through, but we're more than happy to offer some support in that area. Just because the doctors have said that you've had this condition, that you have this condition that may be terminal or that you may have to learn to live with. They're only sharing the information that's the best that they know. But there is also other information that's available. There's greater knowledge at work. There's greater powers at work than man-made medications. And okay, Dulcie, so let me see if I can figure out a way to actually bring you into the stream. I'm not sure exactly how I'll be able to do that, but I'm going to give it a try. Hopefully you all can see me, even though I'm in a different screen right now. Okay, I'm going to try to see if I can. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find another way to actually put the link into the comments. I think that this might work. Okay, you should be able to see the link in the comments now. And we'll be more than happy to bring you on. Okay, good. I'm glad that I didn't go away when I went into the different screen. Okay. Alrighty. So, um, Dulcie and Anetta, if you all would both like to come on, we'll certainly be glad to bring you both on. I know that we're on a little bit of a delay. It seems like maybe about a 15-second delay or so. So hopefully you all will be able to see that comment. Um, it was dropped in about a minute ago or so. Hopefully you all be able to see that and can click on it and join in. Although, so you can click there from your cell phone, but if you're on the computer, if you're in Safari, will not StreamYard, the service that we're streaming through. StreamYard is not, it doesn't work with Safari. It does work with Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, and it also works with Google Chrome, I believe. So if you have one of those browsers, if you have one of those browsers, or if you're on your mobile device, you should be able to click on it and come in. You'll just need to like enter your name and allow your mic and your camera to be shared and everything. So hopefully y'all will be able to join in. Okay. I don't see anybody yet. This is actually the first time I've done that. Oh, okay. It looks like Dulcie is here.
Aloha.
Aloha, Dulcie. You're sideways for some reason.
Oh, well, let me stand on my head.
Well, we can still see you.
Okay, now I'm upside down. Oh.
No. Now we can see you. Now we can see you right side up.
Okay, I have to figure out. Okay. Well, goodness, this is. Let's see. Where is my camera? Annetta can probably help me. She's really good at helping me figure things out.
Okay. And here she is as well. We can't see her. Annetta, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Annetta?
I can. I'm shy because I just got out of bed and I'm shy of camera.
Oh, okay.
Come on,
all right.
Annetta, just get the cats off the bed.
Now, Annetta, are you in Hawaii as well?
Oh, we have a. Let me get off of. Yes, I can. Let me get off of this one. Let me mute the other one because we have things happening here.
Okay.
I can.
Okay. So we'll let you kind of get that figured out. While you're getting that figured out, Dulcie, so good to see you. Now we can only see like your ear and part of the side of your face.
Oh gosh.
You can see you. So what happens is that the screen shrinks. The view of the screen shrinks the more people are on camera at the same time.
Oh, you mean pretty soon you're just going to see my nose?
Okay, we can see your nose now. Probably more like your ear.
Gosh. There I am. Can you see
there
me now?
You are. Yeah. So Dulcie, you had some pretty wonderful experiences and helped somebody else. Well, a few somebodies apparently to have some pretty amazing experiences.
The penultimate experience that I had this weekend with transcending the matrix healing was I was able to finally make peace with my mother. She passed this last February, and it was a relationship of, I guess you could call it dis-ease. Her mantra was, I don't know what to do with you. And as a small child, I was looking to her for answers.
Right.
Gosh, this is just so interesting. My camera loves me. And through one of the other women in the training was working with me on on an area of pain. And
Mhm.
that going into that area took me deep into the relationship with my mother,
Right.
deep into just the stuff of it. And I've
Mm.
had a commitment to unravel that stuff for a long time. And
Right.
it was my experience in the midst of it, in the midst of the, uh, boy, in the midst of the challenge, there was an extraordinary level of support,
Mhm.
love that profound love.
Mhm.
Um, and the process was really simple. I I just had to be willing to be present for it.
Mhm.
And you very gracefully, very steadfastly, very kind heartedly um, held the space for it and gave direction. Um, it's a I'm a wordsmith, but it's challenging for me to find the words to describe the experience. Except coming out of it, I felt light for the first time since early childhood.
Mm.
And even now I can feel the tears behind my eyes of gratitude, of um, I feel like I'm 2.5 again and capable of extraordinary wonder.
Mhm.
And this process works. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm so thankful that you're able to have such a beautiful experience and such a beautiful and such a personal experience that
Thank
that
you.
obviously has so much meaning for you and your life. And um,
And my friend Annetta knows the challenges that I've had with my mother, and I
mm,
haven't even really talked to Annetta about what happened. But
mm,
it opened me up to experiencing more love and more grace in my life,
mm,
and freed me to live in the glory and the grandeur that I was meant to live in, and
mm.
to let go of the drama so I can just be myself and live the purpose that I was
Yeah,
created for.
yes, yes. You're such a shining bright light to me, Dulcie.
I
Yeah.
would have washed my face if I knew I was going to be on the street. There's no rehearsing to be myself.
No, there's no rehearsing to be yourself. Oh boy. Well, I definitely appreciate your willingness to jump on. It's pretty early in the morning yet there.
Yeah,
I don't imagine it's even been light for all of that long.
maybe for an hour,
Hmm.
45 minutes.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I've been I've been up and moving around. I just wasn't presentable for the public.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Well, Dulcie, you also helped someone else in their journey as well this weekend. Do you have any interest in sharing anything about that?
Okay, well, which person? Because it seemed like
However you want to share.
okay. Well, my housemate, who I came over to Hawaii to be with 3.5 years ago,
Mhm,
had had just broken. She'd just broken her leg after having a hip replacement,
mhm,
and I came over, ran her households, did support, um, personal support for her until she recovered.
mhm,
And um, she and gravity have a very interesting relationship.
mm,
It seems like she falls often. She's very vibrant, but at 77, the joy in life had gotten a little bit spare,
Mm.
and she had gone to the dermatologist, had a spot removed on her shin, and it was bleeding profusely. We had to keep pressure on it, and then she'd broken a rib a few weeks ago, and she was just a hurting unit. So Saturday night, before we were watching TV, I asked her, "Do you want me to just do this stuff on you?" And she said, "Yeah, I don't have to move, do I?" I said, "Well, yeah, occasionally you do. You just have to tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10 where your pain is." She says, "I can do that." And she speaks very eloquently about her pain.
Mm.
And so in the course of half an hour, I went through the protocol and
Mm.
asked her a lot of questions. She said, "You sure have more questions than usual." And I said, "Yeah, well, that's how it works. You know, you want to feel something different?" She said, "Yeah." So when I was done, she got up and she went around through her bathroom and bedroom and down the hall. And I didn't see her for about 5 minutes. And I'm getting kind of worried, thinking, "Oh, crap, she's fallen again.
Mm-hmm.
Gravity, gravity." Um, and then she comes in and I said, "Well, how are you?" She said, "I'm good." And I said, "Is there any pain?" She says, "No, no pain." And I went, "Oh," because I have used every tool in my large tool satchel to assist her in being comfortable and living a good life. And my massage table has permanently dented the carpet where it sits in the room that I use, and nothing has made such a profound shift as this. She
Yeah.
went to yeah, whew, she went to her PT on Monday, and she's
Mm-hmm.
been going to this guy for about 6 weeks because she couldn't. Her hip was really hurting, and she could only lift her foot 4 inches off the table. And this
Mm-hmm.
guy comes into the room, and she's got her toe pointing to the ceiling and the leg stretched up at a what stretched up towards the ceiling. And he says, "What's going on?" He's wondering what kind of drug she's on. And she said, "Well, my housemate did this woo woo stuff, and I feel great." So this stuff works, because if it can
Yeah.
work on my housemate, it can work on anybody. It's because it's not me who did it. It's the power of love. It's the power of God. It's the power of source that runs through each and every one of us, through each and every cell in our bodies. It's what holds the universe together.
Yes, that is exactly the case, Um, and I think it's so beautiful that you were able to stand in a space to offer her that support, to be a vessel of support for her in such a profound way. Where you said that she had been dealing with broken bones and all sorts of things, and
Oh yeah. Oh
therapy
yeah.
for a while, and just very quickly you were able to allow yourself to be a vessel of healing in a way that was clearly quite transformative for her.
It was.
That's
It
really
was
beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I see that Annette is on, by the way. Why don't we bring her in?
Okay, Annetta, come pop on in.
Hey there, Annetta.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
there you
So,
are.
yeah,
Mwah.
so mwah. I don't have the excuse. I'm in California, so I'm 3 hours ahead of Dulcie, and I'm still struggling to get out of bed. So, this is me, like, how I wake up.
Well, I'm very
Royce,
glad to have
Royce,
you here, Annetta. Where in California are you?
I'm in the Bay Area. I'm,
Okay,
yeah, San Francisco.
okay.
So, and we're having a heat wave, and I'm sweaty.
Now,
Yeah.
I've learned that a heat wave is relative. I'm in Houston, Texas right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yeah.
what
Yeah. Well,
what how would you qualify a heat wave in the San Francisco Bay Area?
Well, we have. Let's see. It's higher humidity than normal, and it's warm than normal. And I'm gonna exactly what that is in a second here. I have it right here. Okay, we're 75 right now, and it's supposed to be 80, which I know doesn't sound hot for Houston, but we don't have air conditioning anywhere here.
Ah,
And we don't have generally fans or anything else. So we're kind of not used to this and not built for it. 53% humidity. Yeah. So it's sticky.
okay.
Yeah. But I grew up in the
Yeah.
Midwest, so I do know heat and humidity.
Okay.
Yeah.
I grew up in the Midwest too. I'm from Michigan originally.
Oh, well, I was born on the East Coast, but I grew up in Ohio.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah. Yeah. So
All right.
I know about heat and cold. And I live in California for good reason.
Mhm.
So, and
Dulcie looked like. I'm sorry, Dulcie. Did you somewhat disappear? Oh, Dulcie's gone.
well,
Dulcie.
she probably just dropped her call. So anyway, she's been trying to call me this weekend, and I've been hermitizing. So I know she was trying to tell me about what you're doing, and I haven't heard this. So you want to tell?
So really, many years ago, I received a message that I felt like was from God saying, I'm going to teach you how to heal people. And things unfolded where I was able to be exposed to some wonderful teachings, and then to develop a methodology that can be used to help support people in areas that deal with their health and their well-being. And so I guess it's been 17 years now. It'll be 17 years next month. We've been actually training people in this methodology where Dulcie, I'm so sorry that we lost you, Dulcie. I don't know if she had a
Well,
connection with you, but
she might come back.
yeah. So Dulcie, we were so thankful to be able to have her participate in it. It ended up really being kind of divine providence because someone, her name's Jennifer, actually posted it in a group that both she and Dulcie belonged to, and Dulcie ended up logging in to catch it. There had been some healing that had taken place, but she came in after that had already happened, and she ended up, doing the training this past weekend. But I've been fortunate to see some wonderful things happen with a lot of people. But what I share a lot of times, it's not about me. It's really not about me. The same thing that exists within me exists within all of us. It's just a matter of, of accessing that. And we all can access it. All it takes is a little bit of open mind and an open heart, and some really wonderful and beautiful things can happen. So we're always happy to share that.
Well, I can keep asking questions. I actually do a radio show and I interview people, so I could keep going. Speaking is my
What's the
specialty.
name of your radio show? And
Well, I'm co-hosting with 2 other people, and it's called The Other Side of the News. Oh, that's Cat. Yeah.
Uh-oh, it looks like you might have frozen, Annette. I hope that we don't end up you. Okay, I can hear you.
Did I come back? Oh yeah. So I don't know where I froze, but anyway, it's a viewpoint other than mainstream media, and we talk about people. We interview people and what they're doing and how they're working, and that's what we do every Friday night.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm gonna close the door here. It's a live show, and I'm not used to being on camera. It's a radio show, but yeah, it's from 7 to 9 Pacific time. So I could always go somewhere and find a link for it. But yeah. So anyway, so are you using energy or I really don't know, seriously.
Yeah. So really, kind of the principle is that every sickness, every dis-ease is the result of darkness, if you will. And I'm
Mhm.
not speaking of darkness in the context um, of something to stand in judgment of or something to be fearful of, but really darkness by definition is merely the absence of light.
Mhm.
Okay. And so throughout the course of our life experiences as human beings, as the course of people who have a genetic lineage, uh, as a function of being intricately interconnected with other people and receiving messages through various ways and traumas that we've experienced from birth to the present, or even that our ancestors had experienced before us, and many other ways, there may be some level of pain or some level of a sense of um, uh, internal disruption that's taken place within us that we want to try to protect ourselves. On some level, we want to protect ourselves from. And in the presence of that, what we do is we kind of shut down a certain part of ourselves.
Mhm.
And it's like closing a door to a room. And so we think we're shielding ourselves from experiencing that pain or pain like it again. But what we're actually doing at the same time is actually shielding ourselves off from the light of God's love. And so, whereas different things that we've experienced or that our ancestors have experienced, um, different things that exist within the collective consciousness of humanity, and so many other ways that these things can come and kind of find their way into the cells of our bodies and store themselves there, causing disruption, dis-ease, causing the body, and really not just the body, because if it gets to the body, it's already been a disruption that's been going on in other areas.
I
Um,
was gonna ask you that. So I had two things that were popping to mind when you were saying that. One was kind of the analogy of, when you have, I'm staying at a friend's house who has a cluttered bookcase in back of me,
mm,
and it attracts more clutter. Just like anything that's cluttered, it attracts more. And so is it
right.
kind of, do you see that happening with people with disease of any kind, whether it be mental or physical or emotional, or do you see that phenomenon like I see in the physical world in the work that I do? Is that
Hmm.
something you're experiencing?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
When Dulcie was on, she shared a little bit of the story of her housemate,
Mhm.
um, who was getting repetitiously having issues,
Oh yes,
in a certain
she's
part
called
of
me
her
many times on her.
body. Yes.
We've worked
Yeah.
on her.
I remember, you know, um, this was years and years and years ago. I'm originally from Detroit, and there was a guy who was a key part of the basketball team there, who um, ended up having a conversation with the strength and conditioning coach for the team, because this particular player, who was a key player, had been out for a little bit, and he shared that he had hurt the same. I don't recall now if it was his knee or his ankle, but he had landed on. I think it was his ankle. He had landed on the same ankle the same way like 3 times, um, and that's just another example. Dulcie's housemate is another example. There are a lot of times where we might have an issue going on, and then we repeat that issue because what's really happening is there's an aspect of our being that's calling for resolution.
Mm.
It's calling for restoration, for balance, to be restored to harmony and wholeness. And so there may be what will show up as a weakness, if you will, in a certain area of our life or a certain part of our body, that's actually calling out for attention. In the same way that somebody who may have um, who may have unhealthy behavioral patterns
Mm.
might continue to do things to call out for attention. Now, a person falling and breaking their hip or breaking their leg, they're probably not consciously calling out for attention.
Mm.
But there clearly is something going on where something isn't in balance and needs to be brought back into balance and harmony and into a sense of wholeness. And so, we look to restore that.
Well, I have a story kind of like that actually. So actually 11 and a half years ago, I fell off a cliff, and
Mm,
I'm kind of like Humpty Dumpty. I had to be put back together again. I spent a good time in a wheelchair and blah blah blah. Um, and the interesting thing about it isn't so much that I fell off the cliff and did all the damage, but that I had this thought. I was kind of in golden handcuffs. I was making a lot of money, and I had gotten it down to I'm not working very. Um, I'm not working very hard to make this money, and I didn't really want to give it up. So I had these golden handcuffs on. So
mm,
I wanted to continue making money, but I was bored and I wanted to start doing something else. And I had this thought like, oh, it'd be great if I could figure out a way to keep making money and not have to do a job. About 2 weeks later, I fell off a cliff and I ended up on workers' comp because it turns out I was on the job when I did it.
ah,
And so I mean, some people would say it's manifesting. I don't know, there's different views of it. But the point is, for me, I thought, yeah, I definitely created it. And I did it with a brain tumor back in '06.
mm,
Same kind of thing where I had this idea that this would be some weird way that this could create a solution for the issue that I was having. Of
mm,
course, the problem created was much worse than the one that I was trying to get rid of.
right.
Um, but I wanted to ask you about since I have the floor. um, uh, I wanted to ask you about the whole thing with. So when you see people with emotional stuff, and I'm going to use myself as an example here. Um, so one of the great things in my life that I have never achieved is a happy, healthy relationship.
Mm,
And I find that there's so many things that um, I keep coming back to it. It's like that dark room, you know,
mm,
and I do all these things to try to resolve it. And then I do all these self-sabotaging behaviors. So I presume that this is also the kind of thing that could be healed because I imagine in my case, from what I know of my ancestral stuff, that I think I've kind of came in with this in this particular version I'm talking about.
yeah.
Something that what you work with.
Yes. Now, what I will say is, I will not say that I've completely mastered everything in my own life
Mhm.
either, as I'm in the
Mhm.
process of going through a second divorce.
Mhm.
So I do want to be very, very transparent
Mhm.
in that. But the things that manifest in terms of life circumstances, the things that manifest in terms of mental health, the things that manifest in terms of physical health, all of these things are a function of something else that really is beneath the surface, usually in a blind spot that we might have somewhere. And so, what I'm kind of hearing you say in your particular uh, situation that you were just voicing is that you would like to be able to really enjoy happy, healthy, um, connected sense um, of a intimate relationship.
Mhm.
Okay.
Lifelong goal.
Okay. And I totally get that. I can appreciate where you're coming from on that as a hopeless romantic, actually. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's something there going on. Whether it might be things that have been kind of passed down through the family lineage or some other way, where there might be some issue. Um,
I know statistically, like if your parents are divorced, you have so much higher rate of divorce in the children and blah, 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 blah. And I think, oh, you know, I am just screwed because my parents were, my mom's on her fifth husband, and my grandparents were divorced and remarried several times. I mean, it's like, yeah, with that, it just goes on and on. There's all kinds of, in the past, even to the point, there's at one point way back there, someone was having an affair and someone else murdered someone. I mean, there's some like really bad stuff way back in there. This was not direct lineage, but uncle's uncle or something. But, like a great uncle. What the point is there's been a lot of consternation, confusion, a lot of missteps in that area. So I wonder, like, when you're working with people, if you see that kind of thing, and if you're able to get resolution, because I could go on about the physical side too, because I've got all those issues too, but I just chose that one. Maybe to make your life difficult. I don't know.
That's what's really on your radar right now.
It never, it's funny because I have all these other things going on physically, and my living situation is unstable, and there's a bunch of other stuff going on. But the one thing that hounds me, that dogs me, that stays on my mind, that I dream about, that I can't stop thinking about, is that darn relationship thing. It kind of is like this big cloud that rains their issues and makes them grow. It's like fertilizer. Yeah. So, yeah.
So like, and Dulcie, by the way, if you want to join back in, just click back on that link. I think you should still be able to see the link somewhere in the comments.
Oh, I wanted to say too about your technical stuff. So on the stream, what are we on? StreamYard? It's real time, but if you have the Facebook one on, it's a 20-second delay. So I had to shut Facebook off, the confusion there. So I was getting both feeds. So if somebody else wants to join, get rid of the Facebook or something else and just get the StreamYard.
Yeah. And I knew from doing this previously, I think it was last week or the week before maybe, that we did have a bit of a delay in terms of the broadcast. But definitely, yes, we're very much, you and I are in real time with one another.
Yeah, it's just, but I got rid of the rest of the other avenues have been closed down. We're on the super expressway.
Okay, and it looks like Dulcie is back, actually. Hey there, Dulcie. You're back. You're sideways again, but you're back.
No, she's straight up for me.
Okay, and now you're upside down on my end.
No, she's straight for me.
Oh, really?
Well,
What I'm seeing, yeah.
Royce, you're just going to have to deal with me upside down.
Okay, that's fine.
Right. Can you see? Are you doing like a selfie? Can you see yourself, Dulcie?
I can see my the right side of my face.
So can you slide over?
Yeah, that's what we can see. The right side.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'll have to get Ragnar up there to straighten it up.
No, don't get Raggy up.
That's my cat.
Well, we can see you. Even I don't know how it's showing up on the actual stream itself.
I can see 7/8 of her face, and she's raising her eyebrows and making Dulcie faces. We're good friends.
Dang it.
We're good friends, so
This is actually the first time that I've done this. In another realm in which I work, actually every Tuesday I'm on StreamYard broadcasting on Facebook and LinkedIn, but I'm doing that with the person that that I co-teach with,
Mm.
and he's actually the one who's hosting on her end. So this is actually the first time I've ever brought anyone in. It tickles me that I'm seeing Dulcie upside down. Uh,
She looks normal from here. From what I'm seeing, she's, besides being Dulcie, she looks normal.
well, I'm sure that it's working out well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I switch over and look from the other feed, I'm seeing that it looks normal. Looks normal too. So yeah. So Annetta, you were saying that you've got some physical stuff going on, but really, what's really kind of front and center for you right now is matters as it relates to relationships, sustaining relationships.
Well, yeah, the lack of them actually. Yeah, so that's my. It's interesting is in the analogy kind, or I was, of clutter attracting more clutter, or disease attracting more disease, and um, what's I guess the vacancy in the room is attracting more vacancy instead of, I'm not having lots of relationships build up. I'm having the an absence of, you know. So I guess it works the same way. I don't know. You tell
So
me.
in your particular, I'm sorry. So Annette, in your particular case, is it more a lack of staying power or more lack of magnetism in terms of it's just not coming together?
It's not coming together. And the other thing is that what I find is what's presented to me is not interesting. So I tend to be, I tend to just set it out, and Dulcie can chime in any moment because she knows me very, very well with this. Yeah.
Annetta has an incredible capacity for magnetism.
Mm-hmm.
She draws men like catnip draws cats. And part of the challenge is the sorting process.
Okay.
There's a tendency to go, oops, this is not it. This is not it. This is not it. And so she's got quite a list of what is acceptable. And I can't argue with her list. I know Annetta, so I know that this is not just one thing. That it's an interesting route that has many, 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 many offshoots and goes deep. That it's not just necessarily this lifetime, her matriarchal line, her patriarchal line. It's a pretty complex issue. And Annetta is the only person in the world that I have not been able to completely remove a migraine from.
Have you tried it since this weekend?
I didn't try her this weekend.
I don't have one at the moment though, so I'm bad in there.
I was going to invite you to take advantage of the opportunity, Dulcie.
I would if I had one.
If you didn't want to.
No, she doesn't have one right now. And what I'd like to see is for you to work with Annetta. I want to see. Sure. I want to see that happen. I want to see that opening, those miracles that are possible. I've been holding Annetta in the light of miracles since I first met her. My heart sincerely wants to see you happy, Annetta. I want to see you having the desires of your heart. I want to see you healed, living the magnificent life expanding on the magnificent life that I've watched you lead. I mean, if there's anyone who can pull a miracle out of her, the hair follicle on her little finger, it's you, Annetta.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty good at finding new cats, aren't I?
Oh yeah, you dream them up.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, I'm definitely happy to do whatever I can to offer some support. One thing that I maintain absolutely is that there is absolutely nothing whatsoever that is beyond God's healing power. That everything, no matter how hopeless it might seem, is resolvable. Now, the only question, hey, there's Jennifer. Um, the only question is whether I would be able to be an adequate vessel for that or not. Um, so I don't put on any airs as far as that's concerned. Maybe yes, maybe no. But I'm definitely more than happy to offer some support. So when you think about the idea of having a happy, healthy, sustainable um, love life, when you think about that, what do you feel right now?
Well, it's interesting. I feel opposing things. I'm really excited on one hand, like, oh my God, that would be so great. And um, I can feel all the emotional energy of it, and it's wonderful. And on the other hand, the exact same time, there's this, yeah, you're never gonna have that. This really ugly, dark, like, you're, and I don't even, I mean, I do occasionally come up with the stuff you come up with about, oh, your body's not good enough anymore. I'm nearly 60 years old. It's like I'm too old. I'm too, I do occasionally come up with that, but usually it's darker than that. It's more of a, you just can't have it. It's a bigger thing than something as superficial as you're too old or you're too, you know, whatever it is that I come up with. So it's something kind of, and it almost has its own voice. I mean, I don't hear a voice, but if I, if I listen to it like I listen to my cats and I make up the voice for them, I mean, I actually, oh, I don't know if that makes sense.
I hear you.
But uh, if I did that, it would be a really dark, evil. You never get to have that. You'll never get to have that. Not in this lifetime, not in any lifetime. You can dream it all you want, but you don't get to have it. That's that other side. And it's frustrating because I'm so good at dreaming up stuff and making it happen.
Mhm.
Aiden Dulcie can attest to this, that it's like, why is it so hard with the one thing that counts so much? And then the other thing I should say at the same, I got to let my friend's cat out in a second. The other thing is that or I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, that my health. I mean, that my health's another thing. It's like I can work with other people. I do other work with people, and it works. But with my own stuff, I'm lost.
Just for a second here, let's stick with the relationship thing.
Okay.
Let's hone in.
Okay.
Let's hone in on that for the time.
Okay. Can I let my friend's cat out because it's really distracting? He's howling over moose.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
And I just wanted to acknowledge a couple people who are here. I don't know, Layla. It's always a beautiful pleasure to see you. I don't know if you're still here or not, but glad that you're able to make it by from over the pond that we call the Atlantic Ocean. And Rocky, my cousin, good to see you here. Much love and many blessings to you. And Jennifer, I think we acknowledge you, Jennifer, but definitely good to have you and anybody else is here. I'm just kind of scrolling through, see if I see anyone else who's commented. I don't see anyone.
I think my friend Jackie has been on.
Okay. Well, hi, Jackie. If you're here, glad to have you. If you're not, we'll send a greeting through time and space to meet you in whatever time and space you're in right now. So what I'm showing is about, just a few people who are on right now. I don't know who exactly is on, except for the comments. Okay, so Rocky is there. All right, love you too, Rocky. Okay, so Annetta, like, in terms of trying to get a sense of what it is that you're feeling as far as this situation with your love life, would you describe it as dread or as hopelessness?
Hopeless. Easy.
Like hopeless. Okay. So like on a, well, we'll put it into measurable terms.
Okay.
In terms of a feeling of hopelessness, right now with 0 being no hopelessness, or feeling incredibly hopeful, or 10 being the most intense depth of hopelessness that is imaginable. Where would you rate how you're feeling with that sense of hopelessness right now?
I give it an 8.5, maybe 8.75.
Okay, so it's pretty deep into a sense of hopelessness right now.
Yeah, no, I'm somebody that started dating for almost 45 years ago, and I'm tired. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, we'll give you some support there. Eric Prince, good to see you. Good to see you here. All right. So let's see what we can do to kind of help you. I'm just going to do a little prayer real quickly. And, well, I'll do it out loud. A lot of times I'll do it silently. But since we're broadcasting, I'll do it out loud. God, I know
Okay.
you to be a healer. And through the union we share, through the power of pure love, the God in me demonstrates you as a healer on the behalf of their neutralizing the root cause of all sense of hopelessness as it relates to being able to enjoy happy, healthy, lasting love partnership from the entire energetic structure of every strand of DNA and every cell of her body, and transmuting it into and replacing it with a sense of deep thankfulness and gratitude and profound joy for fully embracing, and fully being embraced in an intimate love relationship with a partner. And I bear witness to her wholeness on this date and in this time and space called. Thank you, God. Thank you for this gift of your divine love. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so, Annette, you kind of gave us some clues about some things earlier. So we're just going to take a moment to get your ancestors and your family lineage, and work on clearing some things there. So like 58 different issues going on as it relates to matters of love and romance and interpersonal relationships, covering 45 people. And so we'll look at resolving that, bringing harmony and balance to that. And we're seeing that's stronger now. And we also seem to be some curses. We want to get those resolved. We don't want to return them to the originator of the curse, but we want to resolve those 13 of them that we want to get resolved. Okay. Send those to the light of God's love. Offer compassion and forgiveness to those who were the sources of those curses. Seeing 3 different people.
I'm getting I'm getting a lot of chills, by the way. And as I told you earlier, we're having a heat wave, and this is interesting.
Okay. All right, so that's better now. All right, now, where would you rate that sense of hopelessness on the scale of 0 to 10 right now?
The number that keeps coming up is 7.5. I know that's not fabulous, but that's what keeps coming up.
Okay, we just work with it. So you see, you feel like it has dropped down some.
Yes.
Look at dropping that down. So that sense of hopelessness, we definitely want to replace with a sense of hope, and joy, and gratitude and appreciation.
One of the
So,
things that, oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, one of the things that always comes up when I try to work with this is that I start questioning, like, well, how am I going to know what to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to make this work? So I'm just telling you that that's my busy monkey mind is very active with that because I'm a planner, doer, active. And so um, even though I feel better, it's like, okay, so now what do I do? You know, so just so you know.
all right, so we'll look at that. Let's look at actually attachment to the outcome, and we'll soften that attachment to the outcome. And also, and there's no judgment in anything that I'm sharing here. I'm just sharing what's coming up, and we're actually working to support and resolve these things as they come up. And also the need to control how things happen. So we'll loosen that grip of the need to control how things happen, the attachment to the
Yeah, I'd
outcome.
love not to be such a control freak. I'd be good.
Yeah. And we'll replace that with actually a sense of relaxation.
Okay, I'm laughing because Dulcie that's making bad faces. Yeah. Okay, relaxation.
Relax. Yeah, okay, that's going to need a little bit of attention. Okay.
Oh,
Being able to relax and trust that um, that God is really on your side.
well,
Okay.
I feel like it's a benevolent situation, a benevolent universe, which is why it's so, you know,
Yeah,
to me
well,
why it hasn't.
we're getting into some deep subconscious stuff as it relates
Okay.
to that particular area. So there was something that was coming up, and then hopefully it'll come back up. All right, and let's look at real quickly. Um, uh, Kind of indoctrination from witnessing family experiences.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll replace that with just a sense of neutrality and a sense of conscious wholeness, independent of what things may have unfolded within the family, and being able to see opportunities. Okay. Being able to see opportunities isn't actually a weakness. Okay. Let's take a look at any trauma. Okay. To resolve that trauma that's existed within the family history, both the past and the present. This is support for the resolution of that trauma, going both directions. All right. So on the 0 to 10 scale, where are you feeling with that right now?
6.25.
Okay. These are some really specific numbers. Actually.
That's me.
Okay.
I'm yeah. In some other life, I'm an engineer or something. I don't know. Actually, I do a lot of that.
We started at like 8.5. Now we're down to like a 6.25 or so.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at fear of change. We'll resolve that fear of change.
That's a nasty.
Yeah, we're gonna replace that with a sense of trust that you're well taken care of, and the unfoldment is flowing in a beautiful way that you can feel comfortable with, that you can feel good about, and that you can feel safe in. And when I look at the element of water, okay, in terms of deficiency of the element of water, we want to increase that by 625%. Okay. and excess element of earth. We want to kind of balance that out at 1,035%. Okay, how are you feeling on that 0 to 10 scale now?
When you did the percentages there, I actually felt a little bit lightheaded, actually, physically.
Okay.
So hopelessness on finding a relationship or having a relationship work, is that we're still scaling on that? Okay.
Right.
Um, 5.5. I mean, it's moving the right direction.
Okay. All right. We'll continue to offer some support. And let's look at astrological influences in your natal chart. In a the word is escaping me right now. The word that I can't think of, but whatever that is, will help to balance that out. Okay. And like 63 of those will balance those out. Okay. And also in terms of your progress chart, there's some stuff going on there too. Like about 12 things. So we'll bring that into harmony and balance in a way that allows the energy to flow with you harmoniously. So working for you as opposed to against you. Okay, so on the scale of 0 to 10, where are you feeling with it right now?
I'm getting 4.5.
Okay. All righty. So let's see.
I'm reading the comments. So Eric Prince says subconscious blockage that may be deeply suppressed. It may be traumatic.
Oh yeah.
I suspect there's maybe not so subconscious some of that.
Right.
And maybe there's more subconscious too, but yeah, no, there's an issue there.
Yeah, so we'll
sorry, futzing with my hair, but I'm not done my hair. Straight out of bed.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm actually looking at a green dot on my camera and on my computer anyway. So
okay.
That's what I'm seeing. So there is trauma, but there's already been some support for trauma. That's not the most pronounced thing right now.
Okay.
Okay, what is showing up more significantly now? More significantly now, karma is actually showing up, which we're not going to judge that or judge you for that. We're just resolve it. And it's not even real karma, it's more so imagined karma. Like 12, we'll resolve those. Give some support where that's concerned. Ascend into the light of God's love. Taking in the lessons of compassion that are available. Do that. Wherever you perceive that you harmed, or whoever may perceive that you harmed them. Any residuals of that karma. Same with that. Okay. All right. So how are you feeling on that 0 to 10 scale right now?
That dropped it. I think it's about a 4. No,
Okay.
it's feeling pretty good. Now let me think of it. Well, you can go on. I'm going to think I'm going to think a little bit more on that and see how I really check in. So,
So, like, what are you feeling?
well, that's what I call thinking. Bad.
Yeah, I'm asking for a totally different thing than thinking.
No, when I think about a situation, how I feel when I think about that situation, like meeting someone, that's what I mean by thinking.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting. Again, I feel that kind of weird little bit of lightheaded thing. Like it's a little overwhelming, but
Okay. So let's look at the idea of overthinking this whole process.
oh yes, I need help with that. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll kind of loosen that up a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, any area where there may be over analyzing, we'll resolve that, um, and help to create a stronger bridge between head and heart, um, where you're able to operate fully from your heart space. Um, so let's look at the connection from your head to your heart and from your heart to your head. We'll actually strengthen the communication from your heart going to your head. Okay. Alrighty. And then let's look at just general openness to the possibilities that you can really have a thoughtful, happy, joyful, fulfilling love. So let's give some energy in that direction.
Okay.
And even some lightheartedness for that's concerned. Okay. So where are you feeling on the 0 to 10 right now?
In the hopeful scale,
Ah, you see that shift, Dulcie?
Yes, I did. I
Did
could
you hear
feel it.
her wording?
Yes, yes, yes.
So we'll say 0 to 10, with 0 being no hope and 10 the highest hope that you could ever imagine.
oh, so we're reversing the scale now.
You actually reversed it,
Oh, okay.
which is actually an indication to me, because you stopped focusing on the hopelessness and switched
Mhm.
to the hopefulness.
I'm going to go back to one of those favorite numbers again and give it a 7.25. You
Okay,
know,
so you're like
it's
7.25 on a hopeful scale right now?
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, all right, great. Would you like to see it and feel it boosted a little bit more?
Of course I would. I'm not a fool.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's see if we can get you up at least to an 8. Does that
Okay,
work?
that's my favorite number. So yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, all right. So we're just going to allow for an infinity symbol inside of your heart. Okay. All right. Yes. Infinite love. Uh, Creating a beautiful, um, what's the word that I'm looking for? Uh, Creating a beautiful positive feedback loop. Okay, that's the term I was looking for. Alrighty. Um, Alrighty, and we're actually going to um, balance relationship between the current you and your little girl, and your little girl and you. Okay. Both feeling safe, taken care of, protected, cherished, honored, celebrated, fully and completely loved and accepted unconditionally. Okay. And We'll look at the masculine within you and the feminine within you, and creating harmony there. Actually, that's not showing up as too much of an issue right now.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Royce,
It's a little girl,
can you do
little thing.
can you do a balancing with the infant inside of Anetta, that sweet little baby?
Yeah, we did that.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah,
was
that was encompassed with the little girl.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's not showing up really as a weakness right now. Okay. All right, where are you feeling right now on a 0 to 10 with the hopefulness, Anetta?
I'm gonna 8.5.
What's that?
8.5.
Woohoo!
8.5. That's higher than an 8. You know.
All right. Well, that's beautiful. So, okay, so I've got a homework assignment that I am, for whatever reason, feeling led to give you.
Okay, I just lost you for the last couple of seconds there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how to word this homework assignment. I'm going to give you a little homework assignment. You try out, see if you feel, if it resonates with you. If it doesn't, so be it. So I want to encourage you to connect with the what you might consider in this space-time reality the future version of yourself that's already in this happy, awesome, joyous, fulfilled, loving relationship with the person that you feel great about being with, and that you allow yourself to flow in the presence of all that joy and all of that love. Okay. And in that context, it's kind of a little mental hack. Not as a mental exercise, but actually as a feeling exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Remember a special day together that's honoring and commemorating the fulfillment of this union. Okay. And allowing whatever joyful feelings come up as a result of you remembering, even though we're calling it a future event, you're remembering it as it took place in the past. Is this making sense, or am I being a little...
No, that makes sense, because I was going to ask you to clarify that, but you just did. So
okay, all right, great. Is that something that you think you may be able to do, or at least try out?
Oh, I'm great at that stuff. That stuff I don't struggle with. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I do that instead of imagining cats, I wouldn't have so many cats.
Okay. How many cats do you have?
13.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I just another. Dulcie, you tell him what happened with Broctura.
Well, Anetta started dreaming about this cat, and this cat just kept pouncing through her dreams. Mm-hmm. And we'd talk about this cat, and I knew this cat on a boat in the middle of San Francisco Bay, and this cat decided to eat tulips and leave her cat suit behind, and we both have missed that particular cat. And what was odd about the dreams was this cat was in a different cat suit, and it turned out to be a male. So we had to stretch our minds and our imaginations. And last week, that cat showed up in a box on the side of the road with a letter. And it turns out this cat was raised with a dog, which is, so this cat has canine, a lot of canine in it, which is a little different, but you know,
Is it a male cat or a female cat?
he's
It's a male cat.
Okay.
and
Yeah.
last time he was a female cat. So we've had a little bit of gender switching.
Uh-huh.
But
Mhm.
cats do that. You know, they change out their cat suits. Some are zippered, some have Velcro, some have buttons. Th- this one has stripes. Um, anyway, Laird Broctura has shown up on the scene, and now
Where is he?
he's integrating himself into the herd of cats from
Yeah.
Mad Paris.
So it was so clear that this cat was so clear in my dreams that I actually sent my friends some pictures of cats that looked like what I was seeing.
Mm.
And then a couple days later, he shows up and I send them the pictures, and it's a dead ringer.
Yes, yes. He's
And you said this
definitely
cat was in a box on the side of the
on the
Road,
side of
yeah.
a road. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I've had
Wow. I mean,
them.
the most unlikely place that you'd expect to see a cat.
Well,
in a
I've had
box
them.
on the side of the road.
Right. Well, the clue was it had a cat box sitting next to it and a bag, like a fabric bag full of stuff, which turned out to be cat bowls, cat treats, some cat litter, you know, it was all of his supplies. And then he was in a diaper box
Mm.
that had been taped shut and had little holes poked in it. And when I saw the box in I saw these little holes and the cat box, I stopped. That doesn't look good.
Right.
And
right.
yeah, so I've had him thrown out of cars in front of me on freeways. I mean, I have like the most interesting ways I acquire cats, and they it just keeps coming back to 13 no matter what I do. Dulcie can tell you this happens. It's like I don't know what this is.
It's
Okay.
cat magic. It's cat magic.
Yeah, and they all and Dulcie lived on a boat. My boat. I lived on a boat, and we all lived on the boat together with all these cats, and it was
Spectacular.
I bet that was a neat experience.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting.
Lots of cats and good food and
Exquisite
Yeah.
food. Yes. Yes.
dancing up and down, rocking the boat, and
Oh yeah. Don't
Oh,
rock the boat,
boy.
baby. Oh yes, please.
You all are making me feel my appetite awakening.
Yeah, well, I have a thing for food for sure. Yeah. So anyway, I could get him to put his face so you can. I'll see if I can grab him real fast. I'll be right back. He's right behind me somewhere. I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Okay. Boy, that really got my, for whatever reason, it really triggered something when you mentioned about all the really good food.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We cook some amazing meals together.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I've not put anything, including a glass of water, in my body yet today. So when we close this down today, I'll be sure to do that.
Oh, Royce.
In fact, this
Reverend
is
Royce.
actually the longest that we've gone on one of the lives. That's Broctura.
That's Broctura. Come on.
Okay.
Here, go.
Hi
Take a
there.
look. Take a look. Come on. He doesn't want to look at the camera. Anyway, he's a unique cat, and yeah, no mistaking him once I saw him. Come on, come on. He's still integrating. It's been only a week.
Oh, okay. So this is a new member of the household.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's he's an adult male coming into an adult household, so it's he's doing amazingly well actually.
Okay.
Come on, Boo Boo. Here, show how handsome you are. Oh no, he doesn't want to. He's also large. Let's see where we are. There we are.
He's not interested in looking at the camera.
Okay.
If he was, I would wink at him.
There we go. There we go. So anyway.
Clearly, he's enjoying himself right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always said if I could manifest other things like I do cats.
So what we'll do is we'll actually give you a little bit of support where that's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse the shameless play on words. We'll copycat your ability for manifesting cats to your ability to manifest this awesome love life.
Okay.
Actually, it's strong right now. It's not even showing up as a weakness. So.
Manifesting a strong love life, or just the cats? Yeah, I'm actually. I mean, I've been good at manifesting.
Your ability to manifest the cats.
Yeah. Well, my ability to manifest in general has been quite strong. It's just this, there's two areas that the love life and the health. So, I guess. All right, we'll let you go someplace else. It's enough of that. Okay. Yeah, he's a big cat.
Yeah, he looks like it.
Yeah. Well, he's young too. I think he's maybe just over a year old, and
okay.
he isn't. Male cats, they don't usually fill out till they're about 2. So I think he's going to be pretty big because he's already big. Yeah.
I've never had a male cat. I unexpectedly ended up with a female cat. It was about this big at the time. Well, she grew, obviously. Her name's Popcorn.
Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah, so she's actually 3 right now. But I may potentially be temporarily inheriting a male cat. Maybe sometime in a few months. Temporarily, my sister's cat. Yeah, we're exploring if that's going to happen or not. We'll see.
Well, I love them, male and female. It doesn't matter. It's always interesting too. My numbers tend to be balanced with all of these cats. So at this point now, I have the 7 males and 6 females. So
have you had any litters?
I've only I've done a lot of cat rescue, and I've only had one kitty that came to me very, very pregnant, and that's the only one. I have bottle fed and raised from like this big that didn't have a mom. Actually, that's 3 of mine. I have a litter that after I bottle fed them, I was at a point in my life that I had so much trauma that I just said, you know what? I've always given away all the kitties that I've raised that are just like perfect behaviorally. I'm going to keep these. And I did. So I still have those 3. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
And they're magnificent.
So they've got bred though, since none of yours have bred with.
Oh, no. I'm adamant about spaying and neutering because there's such a problem. Yeah, I would never intentionally ever allow them because, I've spent my whole life trying to resolve that issue. And people say like, oh, every time you spay or neuter, doesn't make any differences. But it does, because for everyone you spay or neuter, it doesn't contribute to the problem. And the numbers are phenomenal. I mean, you can, super conservatively, you can say it's 100,000 less kitties in the world. The Humane Society puts it considerably higher than that. For a pair over 7 years can be somewhere between 500,000 and 750,000. Do thing. It's staggering. So so I always, always. So,
Wow.
I've spayed and neutered over 300 kitties.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, you've had some cats flow through your
Yeah.
life for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
may the energy unfold in such a way for you that that love flows with you in terms of romance and partnership.
Yeah, it would be good. My partner would probably be well suited if he liked cats.
Yeah, I'm figuring that would probably be part of what would need to come with the territory.
Oh, that's on my list. Yeah. So, an animal lover in general, but a preference for cats would be good. You know. Yeah. No, I love them all. I've fostered a lot of different animals, but mostly cats. But I love them all. You know, dogs, cats, lizards, birds, rodents, whatever. I've done them all.
Right, right. I just want to mention, by the way, if anybody just recently come in, our time together hasn't been mainly focused on cats and animals. We have been focusing on healing. We just got into a little bit of a side conversation on the
Hmm.
cats in the context of the other stuff that we've been focusing on. So I don't want
Hmm.
anybody to feel lost or tune in
Hmm.
and like, okay, what's going on here? I thought you're dealing with hope and healing. Why are we talking about feral cats? Feral cat population.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably a big feral cat. That's what it is. Yeah. So.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
feral cats need healing too.
Oh, absolutely,
Hmm.
absolutely. My
Yes.
little baby was feral, and she was abandoned by her mom, and I had not had any plans or intentions on getting a cat, but I definitely fell in love with her, and I said, "We're going to give you all." She was the run of the litter. That we're going to give you um, all of the love that you should have gotten originally. We're just going to pour it into you, and you're going to be our little angel cat.
Hmm.
And that was very much the case. Yeah,
Good.
very
Yeah.
much the case. She's a true sweetheart.
I think it's true. I mean, like if you do that, all my cats are ex-ferals. I don't know the history on this one. There was something about it. I think if you flow all that love into them and you put all that energy, and your expectation is that they're going to be happy, healthy, friendly. Um,
Simone,
that's Simone. Hi, Simone.
hi Moni.
Um, yeah. So they fulfill that because that's what we send their way, and like that cat butt. Um, yeah, this is Simone.
Hey there, Simone.
Yeah, she was she was in a box too with all her siblings and thrown over a bridge abutment. So there's
Oh
another
wow.
box cat.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, she's apparently very happy to found me. Um,
These today I've had the first two times of ever in my life learning about cats being left in boxes
oh. Hmm.
out in public.
Yeah, no, I have one that was left in a not in a box but left in a shopping cart. That's Tippy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, trying to think who else was left in a container. Well, yeah, I've had some that were in a wire. Whoa! Oh, she just fell off. Yeah, I have a bunch of them that were left. So maybe it's one of those things I just cats in containers.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, may the perfect situation unfold for you as it relates to love. That you can feel contained within, yet
Mm-hmm.
feel free to fully express.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
So I'd like to find out. I'm sure Dulcie can tell me, or I don't know, find out more about how you work and what you're doing, and because I don't have the background story, but other
Shoot.
than you 17 years ago. But what?
So
What's that
He
face?
will be doing a class. He's going to be
Oh,
doing another Transcending the Matrix class level 1. Aren't you, Royce?
yes, I am. And let me see, is this the right one? Yeah. So anybody who actually wants to, um, maybe I should actually put a little comment. Okay. So I don't do a very good job. I don't typically do a very good job of typing and talking at the same time.
Oh yeah, I'm not a multitask. This is Rag. This is one of the baby kittens I raised.
Hey there.
All right, come on, show. Yeah, this is Ragnar. He's a big boy.
Hey, Ragnar.
Yeah,
I was trying to see Ragnar's face. Looked like he
Ragnar, show
didn't
your
want to really
face.
face the camera either. Oh, hey there.
That's Ragnar.
His
He's
face
a
reminds me a little bit of popcorn.
yeah. Oh,
Little.
oh. Let's see. I got to find my page. Just changed my page, so now I can't. There we are.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So, anybody who's interested in uh, learning to utilize this methodology, can send me a direct message either on Instagram or Facebook at Roy Fletcher Thomas, and at either one.
Okay.
I probably will see it quicker on Instagram just because my Instagram account is pretty new, like
Mhm.
very new. And so it's not so inundated with messages, and I'll be able to see it more, probably see it more readily. But either place, anybody who's interested in learning how to access this, because again, it's something that exists within each and every one of us.
Mhm.
It's not, by no means just limited to me.
Mhm.
As Dulce, you were sharing earlier, before you end up getting kicked off, about the wonderful experiences you were able to help your housemate to experience, and you helped other people besides her as well.
It works. It
Yeah.
works. It works in spite of me. It works because of me, and it's God's love moving through
Mhm.
that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, it's been a pleasure for me to be able to participate in this work and to share it. Now is a time where there's so much um, need for us to really embody a greater sense of wholeness and love and light. Hey, Jennifer, I didn't know if you were still here. Jennifer said it helped me as well.
Mhm.
Um, it's a time where we're really needing to step up our game in terms of love and light on the planet, and harmony amongst the peoples of the planet, and establishing that sense of oneness. There's so many people that are hurting in so many different ways, um, you know, but wholeness is available. There's so many ways where, you know, in individuals and collectively, where there seems to be so much fighting and people going at one another, but we really can have a greater sense of unity and harmony and genuine sense of community. Even if we don't necessarily agree on everything, agreement is a requirement for harmony. Um,
Mhm.
you know,
I'm
one of
trying to
the
get my
things
headset back from the cat before she eats it.
that,
um.
one of the things that kind of stands in our way of really flowing in oneness and harmony and self-expression and joy is um, dogmatically adhering to conventionality. Um, Not that it doesn't have a place, but we can all be our own person and love, respect, embrace, and appreciate one another, and that's a big thing. to me with this particular methodology. Yes, it can help somebody get rid of pain and things of that nature, and yes, it can take place. You're in the San Francisco Bay Area, um, and I'm in Houston, Texas, and Dulcie, you're in Kauai. Uh, but Spirit is connecting us all. Okay. We really are all one. You know, we might think differently, look differently, um, express ourselves differently, but we're really all one. Just like the left hand, the right foot, and the spleen, you know, have different functions. They operate differently. They flow differently, but they're all part of one body, and hopefully all supporting that one body, the greater good of that one. That's really, for me, a big part of the ultimate goal as far as the healing, for us to be able to embrace that sense of oneness more fully, and to allow just the love and the light on the planet to be more fully embodied and to flow more freely amongst all of us, so that we can create and sustain um, a more harmonious and unified global community to the glory of God. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well,
And
I
yes,
have
Layla, you're in Bosnia.
Ah,
wow.
And said it feels like in the same room.
all three.
All three in the same room, and cats. Oh, I love you too, Layla. It's always, it always brings joy to my face and a smile to my heart whenever I see you show up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I wanted
Where's?
to
Oh, I wanted to
I
ask
wanted
where
to
she lives in Bosnia, just as, and then Dulcie can talk. Or just have her
Where
type it
in
in.
Bosnia are you, Layla? It'll probably take her a few moments to.
Yeah. Okay.
What
Dulcie.
were you starting to say, Dulcie?
one of the profound things that occurred during the Transcending the Matrix training was there were a couple of exercises that you led us through, Reverend Royce, that really illustrated how we are at one, how our hearts are at one, and how there's no such thing as distance, time, and space. You
Yeah.
very elegantly and eloquently brought us into a sense of connection, community in the one moment, um, in in spirit, and it was profoundly life changing for me. And I just
Mm.
wanted to interject that in. That was one of the plums of the weekend for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that too, Dulcie. You know, I'm just so thankful, you know, the grace of God allows this sort of thing to unfold. Um, you know, and be a blessing for all of us who choose to participate, who choose to allow. So did you see the comment that Layla put in?
Yeah, I'm trying to write back, but I'm having some trouble getting that. But anyway, the pyramids. Yes. So does she know? Let's see. Samir begins with an O. With the pyramids. I'm trying to think of his name. I'm having a block, but we interviewed him on the radio show just recently that I was talking about. I'm very interested in the pyramids. Very, very, very interested.
And Layla comments about those pyramids quite a bit, actually.
They're the largest in the world in Bosnia, and some of they're really old. What's his name? Sam. I can look it up on the show page. If I put that in here, I should just.
She was with Sam this afternoon.
Really? Oh, I'm back off the page. Oh my gosh. Well, tell him that Annetta says hi from the other side of midnight, the other side of the news. That is a small world indeed, huh?
Now, Layla, what time is it where you are right now in Bosnia? Because I imagine
It
that
should be
it's
about.
well into the
I'm
evening.
thinking it should be about 9:50 p.m. or something in that range. I'm thinking. There,
Ah,
yes, that's his name. Yes. Uh-huh.
okay. So it's maybe around 9:50 in Bosnia. And what time is it, Dulcie, where you are?
It's morning. I can't see the clock. I can't see the time on my phone. So, Anetta, what time is it in the Bay Area? And I'll tell you what time it is in
No, it's 8:30, 8:50 for you right now.
8:50. Okay, it's 8:50 on Kauai.
So you all are 12 hours apart. It's 8:50 a.m. Where
Mm-hmm.
you are, Dulcie, and it's 8:50 p.m. where Layla is. Oh, I
Wow.
love this. That's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
I've been thinking about coming over to Bosnia and Croatia and stuff. And Croatia is one of the only countries in the world that will take US passports right now. So it's kind of a
Mm,
gateway. It's either that or Turkey for me
mm,
to come in. And then once I'm there for 2 weeks, I can move about. But
mm.
I am very anxious to come over. I'm thinking about relocating over there. So, I mean, like as in
Oh, wow.
moving.
Mm.
With
So
all 13 cats.
with all 13 kids, really, yeah, can't leave those.
It'll be interesting. Moving across the pond with 13 cats.
I've done worse. Mm.
Really? Oh, wow.
Look at that
Um,
eyeball. Yeah, I have.
and yes, Layla says, is you said no time, no space
Listen,
between us and God's heart. Yes,
that's
that's
true.
very, very true. That's very,
Well,
very.
I think that's very. It's like divine intervention that she should know the same people. I mean, the chances are slim. Yeah.
Slim in our lives, Anetta. Come on. Come
Mm,
on.
And
Come to
just
it.
the synchronicity that you were both here, at the same time.
mm-hmm.
Um, you know, 10 hours apart, and both happened to be on right at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that she would even feel led to mention where she's logged in from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's not to be ignored. Yeah.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
right. Yeah. Oh, that's fascinating. I love that.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I love
Yeah.
seeing stuff like that too.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's
Layla,
the
agreed with
pyramids
me. We
have all.
manifested to meet here.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I'm working. I'm working on that idea actually. My hair.
Mm.
I need to take a shower, and my hair's driving me nuts. But it's like that. I was a lazy beep straight out of bed because she's
Mm.
3 hours earlier, and she was out of bed before me.
Mm.
And I called you after the show started because I knew that if Reverend Royce, if you worked on Anetta, I knew that life would be improved immeasurably for Anetta. I just knew it. And I I know you, Anetta, and you would ask me, well, how does it work? Well, tell me more about it. And I don't have the words at the moment to explain it in a way. I just knew that if Anetta experienced the work, that she would be attracted to it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, well, thank you for that vote of confidence, Adolphe. I
hey,
just show up. I don't try to offer any guarantees or anything. I know without a doubt that God is a healer because
yes,
I've seen it demonstrated thousands and thousands of times. And I'm clear that I'm a vessel of healing. Um,
Mhm.
but perhaps the more profound the healing is a result of clear the vessel. So sometimes, I'm thinking
I just read her.
oh, Layla, you are just a hoot.
I need help with the hair. So Let me close the door.
That's a
Hold on.
long ways to go to the beauty parlor, Annette.
That's all right. So I had this haircut. Dulcie knows about the hair trauma. It was
Oh, the
1
horrible
year
haircut.
ago this week. It was like and so my hair has grown. And can you believe it? How much it's grown, Dulcie?
It has. It has.
Oh.
It's grown. I mean, she
It-
looked like a bag lady. Oh,
It was awful. My friend cut my hair, and it was the worst haircut ever. She's in the next room. And it was like I've been growing my hair out so that I can get it recut, and I haven't been coloring it either, which you can see. See? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Wait a minute. Where am I? I'm backwards. Okay. Yeah, I got a lot of gray hair, and so I've been like deciding what to do next because I need to cut it or do something with it. But,
Okay.
so anyway, yeah, maybe I should go to Bosnia and have her cut my hair. That's a good excuse. I mean, I want to go anyway.
yeah. I'm looking for a new hair cutter. I could use a trim. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
You all gonna make that trip together to Bosnia, Dulcie?
maybe
You and Annette?
we'll see.
Mhm.
I love pyramids.
Okay, well, Layla, we've got people making plans to come your way.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I guess scissors. Have your scissors, or if you call them shears, have them ready.
Yeah. I got lots of hair. Yeah.
Well, it's
So-
certainly been a pleasure being here today. I'm
Yeah.
going to need to
Go on. Yeah.
do some other things, but
I can ask Dulcie later, but I was just going to say, because Dulcie knows what I have done with healing work and stuff. So how do you see this, Dulcie, working with my quiver I already have?
It integrates really nicely, Annetta. One of the things that I found rising up in me was my intuition and your already well-established healing team, that this work integrates really well with them. They showed up very powerfully in class for me, and I can see that you would do well with this particular protocol. And as you said, Reverend Royce, it's not about healing another. It's about healing what rises up in ourselves through the power of God's love.
right. One thing, and I don't know if I said this expressly in the class this weekend or not, but anybody that we may encounter, whether it's a person who is presenting themselves as someone who is dealing with a health issue, or somebody who just really rubs us the wrong way, it's as if that person is actually a highly evolved soul who's been willing to come and present themselves to us in a disguise. And maybe disguised as highly attitudinal, maybe disguised as someone who has a propensity for participating in an interesting way with gravity and falling and breaking bones. Maybe it's in some other way.
We know
But
who we're
that's
talking
really-
about.
That's really, they've come to us to allow us to remove the scales from our eyes and allow us to see ourselves more clearly. And when we can see beyond that disguise that they're wearing or that they're presenting to us, and we're able to see them as the love and light that they are, it's like we've been playing the game of hide and go seek, and once they've been found, there's no need to hide anymore. There's no need to wear that disguise anymore. And the truth then comes out of who they really are, and their actual essence reveals itself more clearly to us.
Well, that would be so interesting. You know who I'm thinking of, right, Dulcie?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So it's all an inside job, including the work that we did here today.
Okay. Well,
It-
thank you so much. I know you have to get going, and it's been a pleasure meeting you. It has.
oh, likewise, likewise. And I give
And
great thanks for this opportunity that's been shared with us today and all of the good that's unfolded as a result. Yeah.
thank you. And
And thanks for coming on, Annetta, and you too, Dulcie. Dulcie, it was 5 o'clock in the morning when you were showing up in class this week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was. It was.
And I remember you said that Friday night you were up until 1 o'clock in the morning and then in class at 5 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So kudos to you on your faithful dedication with that. Um, and Layla, by the way, says gratitude for the meeting and
Mhm.
so divinely ordered that you'd be here today, Layla, and that you'd feel led um, to mention where you are and that you have this connection, that you two have this mutual connection with Samir. Is that what his name is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the Bosnian pyramid dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a pyramid dude in general, but yeah. Yeah. Done some. He's doing amazing work. Really. So if you go to the other side of midnight and you put in his name, you'll find it's the guest. What do we call that thing? The guest index. If you go to the other side of midnight.com and you go to the guest index and you put in his name, you can pull up the shows he's been on, which is actually several. So, but there was one, the last one, Richard was sick. And so the other side of the news teams, Timothy, Cynthia, and myself stepped in and interviewed Sam on that show so that the show could go on. That was about, 3 weeks ago, Dulcie?
I think
Two,
so.
3 weeks
Yeah.
ago?
I just
Yeah,
got
that's a good show.
Okay. Huh, yeah, I'll have to go and check that out. And I don't know if Jennifer's still here or not, but kudos to you too, Jennifer, because if it wasn't for you, Dulcie wouldn't even be here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For
Jennifer
Nick to be,
Jennifer
because of your
posted
generosity is
the
pure.
live. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So much love to you, Jennifer. I acknowledge the love and the light and grace in you and your beingness.
I am
Again,
still trying to figure out how to write a comment back from the screen I have. I don't know why I'm having this trouble, but anyway, I'll figure it out. I see everything happening except for a place for me to write.
Okay. If you scroll up, scroll down, at the bottom there is a there are several things that you can do. So you've got to let's see.
And there's not though. That's what I'm
Scroll up.
saying. I keep doing that and it's not giving me either one. That's why I'm confused. It's not making me to be confused about these things either. Oh well. Anyway, I was going to write back to Layla. It's Layla is how you say her name, Layla.
Yes, that's how she pronounces it.
Okay.
Well, what you can do is you can go into the even after we close it, you can go in and put a comment in the actual Facebook feed.
Mm-hmm. For me, the second screen is for text, she says.
But she's not. Are you? You're in the StreamYard though, right? Annetta?
I'm in StreamYard because the Facebook had such a huge delay.
Yeah.
I'm in StreamYard.
Yeah. So
I'm not in Facebook because it wasn't working.
Yeah, you'd maybe need to just go over to Facebook and
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure Dulcie can get me to the right place.
Yeah. Well, thank you both for coming on.
This has been fun.
Dulcie, I hadn't even mentioned anything to you about it, but I was secretly hoping that that things might unfold in such a way that you'd end up coming on this morning. But I mean, I wasn't even going to ask you with it being so early in the morning.
Oh, come on, Royce. You have no secrets.
I don't know if you've even had an opportunity to feed the cows yet.
No, the cows have not been fed. However, the cats have been fed. The
Okay.
house opened up, and I did get clothes on.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Royce.
Thank you.
Thank
We're gonna let you go.
And
Mahalo.
another pleasure to have you as well. Many, many blessings to everybody who came on today. I don't know how many people would actually be watching this in its entirety. We've been going a little over 2 hours, so I don't know if anybody who wasn't live will see this part of the show, or the broadcast, if you will. But much love to you and infinite blessings to you.
Yes.
May some really, truly beautiful, wonderful things unfold in your life. May you know that you are loved and that you're cherished and that you are adored, that you are enough just the way that you are. There's nothing that you can do to earn God's love. And the other side of that is there's nothing that you can do to make you loved any less. Okay? And if nobody else has told you they love you today, I love you too.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
I receive the love. I receive the love. All right. Well, again,
right.
thank you all for being here with us, and everybody else who joined in. Certainly a pleasure. And we'll be back here at the very latest, the same time next Wednesday. All right.
Okay.
All right. Infinite blessings. Bountiful bright blessings. See you next time.